Well, hello. So we're going to have a look at the local by-election, which is coming up in the 18th of June in Makersfield. We're going to have a quick look at Rob Kenyon. We're going to see a little bit of Andy Burnham. Then we're going to have a look at the other candidates for this by-election, also for across from other parties and independents. So let's crack on with this right now. This is an interview from the Daily Express that he had recently. So let's push play and have a look.
Whenever anyone stands for election now, they find themselves at the centre of sort of forensic scrutiny. And I'm sure I don't need to tell you what's been in the papers recently, but if you don't, it's okay to say. There was one thing, I think it was on a rugby league forum, where your criticism was saying women can't drive or ref or give directions. When you look back at that, how do you see that? Yeah.
I mean,
look at him, he's so happy with himself, isn't he? He was absolutely pleased to bring out that news, and I'm happy for him to do that. But yeah, let's have a look and see what he's saying. He's thinking, shit. Alright, let's push play and read on, listen on.
I'm not perfect. I'm not.
No, the fuck you're not, are you?
I'm not a career politician. Yeah. I'm not polished. I don't claim to be.
No, you are not Polish.
I'm certainly not perfect. Yeah. And throughout my time, I would have said things that I would regret now and wouldn't say now. Mm-hmm. I've got a lot of respect for female rugby players and female refs.
I highly doubt that you do have respect for female people, because you're not exactly squeaky clean, let's be real.
Yeah. Like I said, these were made a long, I think it was 15 years ago.
Right. The other one that just was making the headlines was about Carol Vorderman and his own.
I've heard of this.
He's saying what we're all thinking things. I mean, how do you feel seeing that today?
It's a crass comment that I certainly wouldn't make today. It was an indirect quote, and I'd encourage people to have a look at it.
Yeah, scratch your head, because that's you scratching your head thinking, fuck, I fucked up.
Just to see what they think of it.
Exactly, and he's I'll tell you what I do think of it. I think that you're a cringy fucker, because of what he said about Carol Vorderman probably made Carol Vorderman shudder at the thought of it. Like, it was absolutely disgusting. I'm not going to repeat what he said exactly, but it was absolutely cringy and very, very sexual what he said about her. And I'll be awfully worried if this person was my local MP in my area. Let's read on anyway. We got other stuff to show about him. He had, let me find this one. There we go. Reform UK's candidate in Makerfield by-election was formerly friends on Facebook with neo-racist leader. Last week, Robert Kenyon changed his Facebook to say he was mothballing this account, and so he's removed all his friends on there. I wonder why, because he has friends like this. He has neo-Nazi friends, and if he's aligning himself with ideologies like this, with neo-Nazi thinking and stuff like that, then this is obviously a dangerous person to elect in your area. No, let's not do it at all, because this is absolutely bad, actually. No wonder he's getting rid of his things. He said some absolutely atrocious stuff. And I get why Reform UK are actually putting this person up as well, because of what the Green Party did recently, you know? So they're copying them in a sense. So let's have a look on and we'll read a bit more into it. And he's not exactly from Makerfield either. Like, he's actually born and bred in Merseyside. So we're going to have a look at that as well. So let's have a look here. So Reform's Mr. Makerfield candidate actually grew up in Merseyside neighbour Fumes. Let's look into this. Absolutely embarrassing. Former neighbour of Robert Kenyon has, who said he was, irked by Reform's image seen Hansford, Manchester Evening. Reform, let's not look at that. Reform UK Reform UK Makerfield by-election candidate has come under fire after it emerged he grew up and went to primary school in Merseyside, despite the party saying he was born and bred. That's not exactly born and bred, is it? Like, that's telling fibbies. Yeah, so that's how that's happening there. Former neighbour of Robert Kenyon said he was irked by the claim when in fact he had lived in the village of Haydock in the St Helens North constituency electoral roll record uncovered by the local democracy reporting service found Mr Kenyon was registered to vote at a family home on the Grange Valley estate in Haydock between 2006 and 2014. Yes, born and bred indeed. Outgoing Makerfield MP Josh Simmons, who announced he was stepping down earlier this month to pave the way for Andy Burnham, told the Mirror, "I don't trust Robert Kenyon. He is not a man of his word." No, absolutely not. He is not a man of his word, not whatsoever. Let's have a look at this. So Andy Burnham was also on the 24th of May, this was actually. Burnham beats Reform UK by-election poll, but only just. So Andy Burnham at the moment is actually polling just at the moment. So he is ahead of the pack at this moment in time. But that can change. So let's not get ahead of ourselves now. So let's have a look and see what he says. He's doing a little speech at the moment, so we'll push play.
We've not been good enough, and I want to leave people in no doubt today. A vote for me in this by-election campaign is a vote to change Labour. It is a vote. It is a vote to give the people here in these communities who supported us through the years, it's a vote to give them the party back that they used to know. That is what this is a vote for. A party that is solidly on the side of working class people and working class communities.
So that was the Independent reporting on that one, and we'll read a bit more about that as well. Oh, why is it that there? Close. Right, so the first Makerfield by-election poll placed Andy Burnham in the lead, ahead of Reform UK's Robert Kenyon just by 3 points. The mayor of Greater Manchester is seeking to prove he can beat Nigel Farage's party in a crucial contest, which could pave the way to number 10 if he were to be successful in a bid to return to Westminster. Mr Burnham told voters that backing him be their chance to change Labour. He has officially launched his highly anticipated campaign on Friday, but could still prove tough though. Contest against Reform UK after Nigel Farage's party comfortably won every ward in the constituency at this month's local elections. So there he is there, standing with his loyal voters or supporters. Results of the first poll tells a similar story, suggests that Mr Burnham will win the seat, but only by a small margin. Look, a small margin or not, a win is a win. I mean, that's what they say in football, don't they? You know, if you win in an ugly fashion, it's still a win. A win's a win at the end of the day. So we'll take that. As long as Reform ain't gaining any more, that's all that matters. So yeah, let's have a look at the other candidates actually, and we'll have a read of them as well, and we'll see what they're saying. One of them straight away makes me absolutely crack up laughing. So the UK parliamentary by-election, Makerfield constituency by-election. This election will be held on Thursday the 18th of June 2026. This by-election was called because the elected member resigned. You will have one vote and can choose from 14 candidates. Let's have a look at these 14 candidates. So we have Jake Austin. Let's have a look at him. I think we can read his... I think he has a bio. So let's have a look anyway. About Jake Austin. Favourite biscuit. He has his favourite biscuit is a bourbon. Okay, So let's have a look at this. Jay Costin's elections. Okay, so he's been going from 2017 for the Liberal Democrats. He's been for them all the way. He's always a Liberal Democrat, so that's good. So yeah, he's running for the Liberal Democrats in this by-election. Let's have a look at Count Binface from the Count Binface party. Let's have a look at him and see what he's saying. Count Binface policies, Count Binface online. About Count Binface, yes, let's read this. Count Binface is a statural novelty candidate created by the British comedian Jonathan David Harvey in 2018. He stood as a candidate for the Oxbridge and South Ruslip constituency at 2019 United Kingdom general election against then the Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and again at 2023 by-election that followed Johnson's resignation. He also stood in the London mayoral election in 2021 and 2024. In the 2024 general election, Binface stood against Prime Minister Rishi Sunak in his Richmond and North Fullerton constituency. Okay, his favourite biscuit, for some reason they're bringing up favourite biscuits, is a pink wafer. Pink wafers are nice. And let's have a look and see how long he's been doing this as well, since 2017. Not elected. I would what's that? Results due. Okay, so I would actually like for him to come in and as a win and be in Parliament. It would absolutely be funny. I think that would actually be hilarious. Let's have a look at Andy Burnham, Labour Party and Cooperative. This statement was last updated in May 20th, 2026. Let's have a look at this statement. See the candidate's record. Okay, alright, let's read more about him anyway. Okay, so let's have a look at his sweet biscuit anyway. His favourite. You don't have a sweet tooth and don't eat biscuits, but give me a beer and chips and gravy any day. Okay. Andrew Murray Burnham is a British politician serving as Mayor of Greater Manchester since 2017. A member of Labour and Cooperative Party, he previously served as the Member of Parliament MP for Lee from 2001 and 2017. During his parliamentary career, he held several cabinet positions, lastly as Secretary of State for Health from 2009 to 2010. Burnham is associated with the soft left of the Labour Party and identifies politically as a socialist. Okay, and he's been going since 2010. Up there, he's been elected a few 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, he's always been elected whenever he's run. So he has a chance to win it. I think he will win it. But let's move on and look at the other candidates. We have Dan Clark of the Libertarian Party, and let's have a look at him. So about Dan Clark, I'm Dan Clark. I'm the Libertarian Party parliamentary candidate for the Makersfield by-election. What's his full statement? Which is taking place on the 18th of June. I am standing in a local council by-election for Farmworth Ward, Widnes, which is taking place on the 25th of June. Our main principles are lower taxes, maximum personal freedom, and implementation of a constitution for the United Kingdom. We want to enshrine the right to digital freedoms into constitutional law. We are completely against the digital ID that is authoritarian government is obsessed in pushing through. The big issue I see in Makerfield are huge dislike of Keir Starmer. This is definitely a by-election to get rid of Starmer, regardless of who wins. if I win, I will champion constituents' rights to privacy. I work tirelessly to stop digital ID from happening. People have a right to privacy. The time for libertarianism is now. The movement is growing. We are fighting more elections. We are showing the UK that we are here. We are serious, and we will eventually succeed. Okay, cool. So he's not been elected as of yet, but he's been doing elections since 2016 up to now. And I think he said there that on the 20th, so he's going to do another, there's another by-election in Widnes, I think that's how you pronounce that. I've not heard of that place before, on the 25th of June. Okay, so he's running for 2 places. So that's Dan Clark. Moving on, we got John Alfred Dyer, of independent person. He doesn't have a picture. There's nothing about him actually. No favourite biscuit, no anything. He's ran since 2015, and then he's been silent since then. So 11 years he's not been involved in anything. He had 31 votes in 2015, so he might. I don't think he's not gonna. He's just there to make the numbers up, I think. So let's have a look at Ed Gemmell, Climate Party. His favourite biscuit is a homemade chocolate brownie. Yeah, chocolate brownies are good. And he's been doing his thing since 2019. He's not been. He has been elected. Yeah, in 2025. Hazelmere, Buckinghamshire local election. He was an independent there, and he won in that local election last year. Okay, so but there isn't anything else on him that he talks about himself and that. Let's have a look at Paul Richard Cloud. He's an independent also. We don't have Richard Cloud's contact info. No, that's good anyway. He's an independent. This is the first time that he's going to be running. So maybe he do well. Who knows? I've never heard of him before. He's just an independent. He's probably more of a local lad than Rob Kenyon is. Let's have a look at the official Monster Raven Looney Party. This guy is Howling Loud Hope. I've seen this person a few times on telly and that. He always wears this outfit. Vote Looney. So let's read his full statement. We can confirm our glorious leader, Alan Howland Loud Hope, with selected agents will be standing against Andy Burnham in the forthcoming election in Makersfield. And he says, we can also confirm that there is no intention to launch a leadership bid to replace our leader. We can also confirm we will be making every effort to win this seat and will be throwing everything at it. This election has come about so that Andy Burnham will be eligible to mount the leadership bid against Keir Starmer. However, with the help of the voters in Makersfield, we can cause a major upset in Labour's rebel plans. Let's be honest here. This election has nothing to do with the aspirations of voters. They are being used as a pawn to change the Labour leadership, not to raise issues of importance to the constituents of Makerfield. Josh Simmons said in his election speech, "I will be your MP, your voice, and your advocate. My door will always be open. Tonight is the beginning of a mission." He didn't say except if someone else comes along who needs my seat. Not to mention the people of Manchester who now will need a new mayor. So this exercise in Game of Thrones will cost the people of Manchester and Makerfield a lot of upset. Watch this space. Okay. About Howling Hope, Wikipedia. Let's have a look. Alan Hope, known politically as Howlin' Loud Hope, is a British politician and former Republican who is the current leader of the official Monster Raven Loony Party, the OMRLP. On the death of the party's founder, Screaming Lord Such, in 1999, Hope and his pet cat, Catmando. I love that, Catmando. That is awesome. Were jointly elected as leaders. Oh, he has a cat as a leader as well. Okay. As leaders of the OMRLP since June 2002. Hope has been the party's sole leader following Catmando's death. In a road action. Oh, that's sad. Oh, Catmando would have been an excellent deputy prime minister. Hey, you could have hired Sir Larry of 10 Downing Street. But yeah, he's been since 2010. He's been doing a lot of local elections and stuff like that, generals and other things. He's never been elected though. I can't see. No, he's never been elected. I mean, hopefully he will one day. It would be nice. Alright, Rob Kenyon, Reform UK. Rob Kenyon. Yeah, let's read the statement. Let's read what he says. What it says here. We hope the people of Makerfield have always worked hard, either in the miles of the mines, the mills or the mines throughout history, or today trying to get in this cost of living crisis. Let's have a look and see what he says. We are a special bunch. No, Makersfield's special. You're not actually from Bakersfield, as we've just clarified. We know our worth, but we are getting what we deserve. Please, if you vote in this person, you will not get what you deserve. You'll get very bad things, and then a lot of people will tell you that's what you deserve. Our roads are full of potholes, the hospital's overflowing, people can't afford to get on the housing ladder, apprenticeships are hard to come by, drugs are rifey and openly taken, pubs are closing down, parents have to work full time away from their kids 40 odd hours a week just to get by, and many are struggling. Pensioners are sat in cold houses scared to put the heating on because it costs too much. Wokeness, oh god, wokeness creeps into every aspect of our lives, and our freedom are being gradually taken away. What part of wokeness is taking away your freedoms? Please. That is absolutely ridiculous. The whole thing, to be against wokeness is to be against decency. It's to be against respect. You know? That's the whole point of wokeness, is to have respect and decency towards another fellow human being. Just because they're different in that doesn't mean you got to put them down. That's the whole point of wokeness, is to be kind to one another. You know? Solidarity. These might be big words for Rob Kenyon that I'm using here, you know? Fucking wokeness. It's sounding like Donald Trump. Another reason why I can't stand him now. I'm proudly woke, by the way. I am proudly woke because I do respect everyone, no matter where or who they are. Some people you cannot respect. But let's read on. I'm not standing by whilst any of that happens. I'm taking a stand against it. Evil prevails when good men stand by and do nothing. I fight for what's right and do my bit. Evil is absolutely everywhere at the moment, and you're a part of it, Rob. I will fight tooth and nail in Parliament to ensure we get our worth from the tax money that we pay. I'm not being funny, but you said you're not a career politician. You're not in this for the long game. I don't actually see you going to Parliament. I can't. I don't. So what, you're gonna put aside money that you're earning from your plumbing business to go and sit in Parliament? How long's that gonna last? So let's read on. I'll work harder than any politician in the country, that's bullshit, to ensure that we get what we deserve. The difference between me and a typical politician is I have done many hard days' work in my life. I know struggle from first-hand experience growing up in a single-parent household on free school dinners. I'm a plumber. I've served in the British Army. I've worked for the NHS for 6 years, including throughout the pandemic. My family name can be traced back to live in Makerfield for at least last 200 years. That is absolute bullshit. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. Where is it? That is bullshit. Last 200 years. I'm a rugby league fan. Oh. I'm a rugby league fan, a family man, a military man, and a tradesman. And a bastard as well, and a cunt, and a wanker, and a twat. I don't know, there's other words, but let's carry on. I don't like the way our town and country has gone since Tony Blair's government. Ruined the country, and then the Tories have carried it on to the mess we have now. I'm throwing you're throwing your rattle out of the pram apparently, but you're throwing your hat into the ring because I can't stand by idle anymore. I want to make Wigan/Makerfield better. And despite what chance we may have, or the obstacles we might face, I'm willing to get stuck in and do what's right for the people of Makerfield. What the next general election is called, please have what's that? When the next general election is called, sorry, please have the courage to lend me your vote, and I promise I will make Makerfield a better place to live for us all. We can change this. We can make Makerfield better. Your vote can make that happen. Don't vote Reform UK. I think they put a typo in there. I think there was meant to be a don't just before the vote. But when the next general election is called, it won't be called until a few years yet. But yeah, let's have a state was last I've heard. Kenyon. Has he actually ran for elections in 2023? Not elected. He did actually get elected in Brinworth Ashton in Makerfield, North Wigan. So 2023. So he has been hanging around Makerfield. Oh no, yeah, Wakefield. He's been in Wigan as well since 2023. But his past has been in Merseyside, growing up where he went to school. So let's move. Oh wow, Robert Neil Ponnell. He's an independent. I think he's had a rough night. Let's read his statement. Why I'm doing this? Because I simply do not trust the government to deliver for animals. Yeah, animals are always important. Let's read on. They've already U-turned on banning animal trophy imports, abandoned plans to ban what's that? Foie gras imports, and allowed 2 more years of badger culling, despite manifesto promises suggesting to exact opposite. Yeah, no, I don't like any animal cruelty of any sort. I think it's absolutely disgusting and horrendous that people are cruel to animals. We need to treat them far much better, more respect. I love animals, I love my cats, you know, so I would never have any harm come to an animal around me. Right now, there's a public consultation underway. Consultation underway on banning trail hunting, but still fear it won't go far enough. There is still no clarity on whether all of the loopholes and exemptions in the Hunting Act will finally be removed. No clarity on how they will actually ensure the hunting of wild mammals is ended for good, and no clarity whatsoever on when meaningful legislative action will happen. We cannot afford to sit back, hope for the best, and allow this issue to quietly fade away. It won't. Obviously, it won't. I mean, fox hunting's still happening now quietly. You know, like look how look how the establishment's kicked off because of that. Like, it's disgusting. This by-election provides a national platform to raise these concerns, to pressure the government to finally end hunting as quickly as possible and send that message directly to the man who could become the next Prime Minister. Yeah. He's been running since 2026. He's not been elected. But yeah, he went for Edinburgh Central, Scottish Parliament, this year as well. I'm guessing that was the local elections. How many more of these we got to go through? Okay, we can just quickly go through these. I'll have a look at the Green parties more closely as well. So we got Rebecca Lee Shepherd. Oh, okay. I can't have a look at Rebecca Lee Shepherd. It's not letting me. It's giving me the 502 bad gateway message. Alright, let's have a look at Sarah Elizabeth Wakefield. Oh, she's with Restore Britain. Oh, no wonder they have a bad gateway. What does it say? Oh, there we go. Oh, we got it now. Yeah, we won't read pull too much into her. Rebecca Lee Shepherd is a Restore Britain candidate in Makerfield constituency in the UK parliamentary by-election. Let's have a look. Though that experience, she understands firsthand the pressures of facing local businesses and working people across the community. Like so many residents, Rebecca has been growing impact of rising costs, increasing legislation, red tape and bureaucracy, which continue to make everyday life more challenging for ordinary people, trying to work hard to support their families and stay afloat. Put simply, she understands what local men and women are doing through this type of person we need to in politics. Not career politicians, not genuine people with real life experience. Okay. Rebecca is particularly passionate about improving send access and support across her local area. Her interest in send friendly activities come through the hard work she does within her community. Interest company where she has seen firsthand the importance of opportunities, practical support and activities for people with additional needs. Rebecca is standing for Makerfield because she believes local people deserve honest representation, accountability, and someone prepared to fight for the interests of the community rather than their own political career. And this is her very first election. Excuse me. So let's have a look at the Green Party. Sarah Elizabeth Wakefield. Sarah Elizabeth Wakefield is a Green Party candidate in Makerfield constituency in the UK parliamentary by-election. I am proud to be representing the Green Party in Makerfield by-election. And let's read a bit of that. Oh, there we go. There we are. It is vital in democracy that voters are given the choice of who they want to vote for. Together we can bring back the hope that politics can create a better life for ourselves and our children. This is what the Green Party represent. We showed in Gorton and Denton we can take on and beat reform, whose backward looking and device politics needs to be challenged head on with a message that the future can be better and fairer than a failed status quo. Don't vote in anger, vote in hope. Yeah, no, absolutely. And a lot of these people that are voting Reform UK or Restore, you know, like they're voting in anger. Don't get me wrong, there are racist people who are voting for them as well, but majority of them are just angry at the moment with Labour. I mean, let's be real with Labour. They didn't replace the Tories because people really like their policies and what they're doing. They replaced the Tories in the last general election because the Tories were absolutely diabolical and people were so pissed off with them that the next best thing was having Labour. That was the reason why Keir Starmer is Prime Minister now. You know? But let's move on. We got Rejoin UK, Peter Mark Ward. Oh, there we go. Peter Mark Ward is a rejoined UK candidate, Makerfield constituency. Oh, okay. His favourite biscuits are Hobnob. I forgot about that. And he's been doing elections since 2017. He hasn't written anything down. But let's move on, because I forgot this video is now going on at like 30 odd minutes. Right, the last person we're looking at, Michael William Winstanley. He's a conservative and unionist party. So let's have a look at him. He hasn't got anything as well. Michael William Winstanley is a Conservative and Unionist Party candidate in Makersfield constituency in the UK parliamentary by-election. So let's have a look at this, what he's doing. 2010 he's been doing out. Has he ever been? He's been elected in 2016. That was in Oral Wigan local election. He was elected again in 2021 in the same place in Oral Wigan local election, and that's it. Yeah, so we're gonna back out of this now. Yeah, so yeah, that's all of them. I'm gonna leave it there because the video is a lot longer than what I thought it was gonna be, but that's okay, that's fine anyway. The 18th of June, we'll see what's happening. I won't be where I am. I'll be down at London at the time, so I may do a live stream on my phone at the time, or on another computer when I'm down there to see what the local elections are saying when they've done all the counting and that. So yeah, I'll leave it as that. If you like the video, please hit that like and subscribe. Until next time, take care. So long.